So if you guys are seeing this, y'all might be wondering, where am I? Am I in a prison cell that happens to have a ton of vintage clothes? No. If y'all saw my last trip to the thrift video, at the end of that video, I said I was making a huge purchase, and that purchase was in fact a brand new office space. But an office space sounds a little bit too formal, sounds a little bit too highfalutin and snootin'. So this is the Thrift Heaven headquarters. And essentially, man, now that I have a child, now that I have a lovely lady in my life, I had to try and get this operation out of the house because I have so many clothes that take up so much real estate in my crib that it was time to upgrade the settings and the surroundings to a brand new office space. Now, this was the cheapest space I could find and the nicest space I could find for a budget. So it's $1,050 a month. And in this video, I will show y'all how myself and the Kinks have renovated this entire area. Just real quick, here's a glimpse, okay? That's enough. But yeah, I unfortunately deleted a ton of the original footage showing off this as a blank canvas when nothing was moved in yet. So I'll just roll a couple of vertical iPhone clips that I did record when I actually was thinking about getting this spot. So y'all can see pretty plain Jane, but I peep a ton of potential. So without further ado, let's roll the footage, roll the hands of time back, and I will show you guys how I made over this entire, or at least probably like a quarter of this entire office space. Because trust me, the walls were jacked up. It does kind of look like a prison cell. We have cinder block walls on like a good half of the area, but it's time to improve this space and really make the Thrift Heaven HQ worthy of the thrift god. All right, let's get it, man. Like this video before we get started as well. Let's go. All right, guys, so now we are officially beginning to make over some of this office because the walls were super unevenly painted. We got Kinky in the mix doing a ton of the trim work. Man's always coming through behind the scenes with the help. And I've taped up all these edges. I didn't record any of that because, let's be honest, that is boring. But now is the time to begin to transition these walls from this weird beige color into a nice deep navy, because I'm gonna shoot in front of this entire area, and I think it'll look very cool as a studio backdrop with a nice deep dark paint. Let's do it. So you guys can see the wall is already looking significantly better, and I had to go with the deep dark navy just because it would really lend to that studio vibe aesthetic, and a nice accent wall will help all the pieces of art I'm gonna decorate this with truly pop off the frame. Look how clean that looks, dude. So we've been in here painting non-stop actually for just like maybe 3 hours. But we have all the navy blue done, and now it's time to remove the tape. So we got to go ahead and peel it back and be satisfied. Voila. So the next day, I began installing a 2-tier clothing rack. We actually did this the day before and made some mistakes. So I drilled in all these clothing rack holsters into the studs of the wall. I have a video on my channel doing this, so tune into that if you guys need any help. Oh, look at that pipe work. That's stick talk. Okay guys, so we are live in the place where I find all of my picture frames. Obviously, that is the thrift store. Now, I measured all my posters ahead of time, and I brought that measuring tape just for any impromptu thrift sausage measurements. But anyways, man, they have a ton of varieties of different poster sizes and frame sizes, but I mean, 20 bucks for the Elvis, no thank you. Now, I did find a couple of frames that will work, so I'm gonna grab these guys up. Then of course I had to peruse the dragon encrusted button-up section, and I got a couple of them. Iced out little Y2K dragon, vintage LAPD hat, and then the Carhartt hoodie. I of course had to grab it complete with some donut glaze. Let's go. So I did manage to get those frames, and I also found a Shaquille O'Neal jersey in the back of my vehicle. Looks absolutely insane with all this art and decor to decorate the office with. Okay guys, so we're in here right now. Kinky is in the mix. We've unloaded a ton of stuff, and now it's time to actually decorate the wall. So the blue does look clean, but in my last live, someone said it looked like I was live streaming from a Ross dressing room, which I don't want to be the case. So it's time to enhance the wall with some of the frames I got, some of the pictures I previously had, and just make this area look delicious. First piece is in, boy. So we have the Nolan Ryan up, and now this is my key strategy, is just to lay down everything. So yeah, I think we have a pretty good lineup. We got that Thrift sausage. We got some bands, okay? Some musical acts. We have God's Mother. So one of the biggest keys for me is just to make sure that the color palettes all do align and that things obviously are symmetrical and of course not crooked. So right now I'm throwing in a gold-plated Lamborghini, a Larry Bird piece with the Goodwill frame around it. Looks absolutely crispy. And then of course that Thrift sausage.
Look at that sauce, you just want to gobble that glizzy, man.
Gobble glizzies as I hang up Mary.
Personal foul, tripping.
Now last and not least, I threw up a Wham record. I just like having a differentiation in the size of posters and decor to really help the eye move around the gallery wall. Just look at it. Okay guys, it is the next day and we have half the wall decorated. I actually did a Whatnot live up in here in this tiny little corner. We're gonna tackle the rest of this wall, and we also, as you guys saw, have the clothing racks fully built. So right now, we're gonna go ahead and hang everything up on it, and this is pretty much gonna be the stock that's on the website, so we can easily sort through it. And then sometimes the stuff is left over. I'll probably throw it up on a live auction every twice in a while. But yeah, let's get to hanging things up. That way this wall will finally start filling out. Now the main reason why I am hanging up all the clothes as opposed to folding them is because I hate searching for an item that sells and going through piles and piles of garments. So this is so much easier. So boom, boom, there it is, the clothing rack. It does have some articles on it. I surmise we're gonna fill this up by the end of the week, just adding ish on the website. Now it is a little bit weird is these poles poke off about 1.5 feet from the edge of the wall. And it's because damn Lowe's are being some beaches and would not chop the poles for me, man. They were like, it's against our regulation to cut structural poles. I'm like, what is y'all doing? But yeah, I feel like another task is complete, and this will definitely make our lives a lot easier to sort through these clothes. Then I continued my gallery wall journey and I hung up some more pieces of art. Again, I like a differentiation of size. That way it does keep the eye engaged. So I had some masks, some pennants, and of course, all the colors do tie into previous pieces I hung up, as does the subject matter. So it helps keep things fun, fresh, funky, and obviously my style to a T. Hey, and never forget, raise hell, praise Dale, damn it. Now, last and not least, I hung up this clock, which I thrifted at the Goodwill bins, but I will replace the clock with a nice little piece of art. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we've been moving more stuff in. We have a rug. It's orange. It was my neighbor's. It was free. They gave it to me. All I had to do was endure the slight smell of cigarettes, but it's all good. The orange will contrast with the blue. So let's roll it out. And just like that, I turned an office into a nice, homey vibed studio space. And thus here we are, guys, with the progress we have made in this one video. Obviously, my top priority was setting up a place where I could do these Whatnot live streams, because I was literally screaming in my living room while my son was trying to sleep, just turning the house upside down with disorganized clothes strewn and thrown everywhere. So yeah, man, my #1 New Year's resolution was really to get my organization down, just to help me run the business more smoothly, more effectively, and honestly, just to have a space where I can be creative creative and do whatever the hell I want without fear of waking up my son, disturbing my girl, and just overall being a nuisance in terms of cleanliness in my house. So again, I cannot thank you guys enough for supporting me along this entire journey. Obviously, there is a ton more progress to make. Like 3/4 of this office space still looks like a prison cell. I've never been to jail though, so maybe my reference is off, but this is where I'm editing from, just in front of a blank wall. So you guys stay tuned for the part 2 of the office renovation and makeover. A couple of more aspects that I do want to show off. Obviously, man, we have this nice raised desk so we're not breaking our backs. A clean pause. A clean rug as well, and in the shipping area where everything is organized. Kinky is going off right now, and yeah, I just cannot thank you guys enough who do shop on the website. Obviously, that's thrift-vintage.com, and if you guys want to see me live auction and live stream slinging gear, tune in to the Whatnots. I actually am doing one today, the day this video drops, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Usually I go live every single Tuesday at 7. But yes, nevertheless, it's only gonna be a matter of time before we fill up this area with a ton of clothes, because my mission is to show you guys how to ball on a budget, look fashionable, look fly, recycle, and obviously I wanna bring y'all some of the best vintage gear I possibly can. But thank y'all again. It has been a crazy, damn near 11-year journey on this platform, and yeah, I can't thank y'all enough, and it's really cool to have somewhere where I can do what I do best, and that's make content for you guys, and of course, distribute some gear onto y'all's torsos. But peace and love, live the dream, eat that ice cream, and I will catch y'all next time. I'm locked, I'm loaded, and I'm out. Peace.
Killing these songs, leaving a bloody life I roost to. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get used to.